Hello. Um, um, how do I begin this? How do I? I've recorded the intro for this like 30 times, and I've come to the conclusion that I just need to say the one sentence that actually matters, and that is, I have a job. Finally, after 5 months of searching, after being made redundant from the previous company I worked at, we're here. I've landed a new role. It was a long and very stressful journey. I've reached the point now where I actually began selling possessions in order to pay my expenses like my mortgage, bills, etc. I just sold a Pokemon Charizard card for £220 last week. Kind of wish I didn't do that now, but you know, it's a card that will probably gain value in the future, but I had to get rid of it. But no more. Yeah. PC Specialist is now where I will be working. I start November 11th, which is a Monday. So a bit off yet, 3 weeks away. That's good. It gives me time to come up with some ideas. I believe some of their staff are on holiday or vacation if you're American, which is partially why I won't start until then. But yeah, it gives me time to slowly ease into it, come up with ideas, sort out things like, travel, things like that, which is really convenient anyway, because they're 15 minutes from where I live, so there's not much planning there. Yeah. I want to say, first of all, thank you to everyone that went to PC Specialists' Twitter and hounded them saying, please hire Nade. I think that helped. I also think, I'm not sure if I'm remembering this 100% correct, but I think they knew who I was before going into it because they'd seen the video about me losing my job to AI, which briefly I want to touch on, by the way. The company that made me redundant is now double downing. Really quick, this is me from the future. Why did I not just say doubling down? Huh? On the AI stuff, and they have started posting social posts about the fact they use AI. So they're being very open about it now, and really leaning into it. So I'm not sure how that's going to work out for them. But yeah, in terms of things working out for me, I think overall I'm very happy with what's happened. I've now landed myself a role where I'm going to be much more happy creatively. I'm not going to feel like I'm doing the same thing day in, day out. It is something that I'm interested in as a hobby. So yeah, the role is a full-time content creation and social media role. So it's doing videos, I was going to say like this, but not like this, doing videos for PC Specialists, so long form and short form. Maybe we do things such as gaming news, we do PC builds on a budget, we might just do some nice short format content of nice B-roll of machines they have in store, things like that. I'd also love, and I think it was mentioned, to do more vlog and meet the team style content, such as interviews with members of their team so that the audience can get to know members of their team, and things like me having a GoPro strapped to me and walking around the office and just kind of vlogging a day in the life working at that company would be interesting for people to watch. So all that kind of stuff is great, and then helping them out with the social posting on social media, I'm assuming places like Twitter, Facebook, maybe LinkedIn as well, Instagram, and then video platforms. I can also assist with any graphic stuff they need, whether that's still or motion, and I can help with their ads, whether that's organic or paid. So there's going to be lots of variety in the role, I believe, which is good. People there seem great as well. Half of the interview, I was there for 2 hours, half of the interview was just talking as though we were friends, which is great. I'm sure I'll get along with them. We were into the same games, we watched the same stuff on YouTube, we had similar ideas for content, so it seems like, I'm going to fit in just fine, which is good. Yeah. That's it. I mean, I have a role. You'll see me on the PC Specialist channels. So yeah, massive thanks to them. You know, if you guys want to follow like their stuff so that you see me on their channels as well, maybe do that. Yeah, maybe you'll see me there, interact with me on those. That would be really cool to bring like some of my audience over there. And I'm really hoping that this is like a long tenure of a career. I really want to stay at a company for a long time, and become like, you know, the kind of like face of their brand in a media format. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, can't wait to see what we come up with and stuff. So yeah, I don't know if there's anything else to say. I just wanted to let you all know that that's it. I mean, overall, this is a weird sentence to say, but overall, I'm glad that this happened, because I believe that I've ended up in a situation where I'm going to be happier than I was before. Now, obviously, it would have been nicer if this happened 5 months ago and I got a job immediately after losing my job, because I would have saved a lot more money. It has reached the point where like we're cutting it close. Like, you know, I'm going to start this job with maybe like 1,000 in the bank. So like we're cutting it close. If this had been a month or two later, as I said before, it would have been squeaky bum time, and I would have had to start selling things like my expensive watch, which I worked very hard for, which is stuff I do not want to do. And luckily now I don't have to do that. Like, the only thing personal possession wise I've sold is the Pokemon card, which was just a bit of a precaution. But yeah, like, you know, my living situation stays the same. I can keep everything that I've worked for. The only thing that sucks is, yes, over the course of the past 5 months, about £6,000 has come out of my bank account, which is a massive blow financially. But that's fine. That was my redundancy money. And, you know, that has been used to keep me afloat while I look for something else. It served its, like, minimum purpose, was to get me through life until I found something else. The dream was that I would keep a ton of that and use it for things like upgrading my YouTube channel through new equipment, like new lights or a new mic, or changing the background. Something I want to do with this is maybe have like wood paneling here or something. Yeah, maybe a new chair, which I did buy one, but it's really cheap. Oh, it's got my dressing gown on it. You can't see the chair. But yeah, you never know. Just new cool things would have been nice to spend that money on. And then, like, you know, my personal ventures, like the plushie business, the selling of the jewelry, the video game Cross Planet, could have used some of the money to hopefully you know, polish that. But those were all bonuses, and you know, we've done the minimum. We've got through it. We pushed through, and I've landed a new role, and now I can start fresh, and not have to worry about anything. So much stress lifted off my shoulders. So yeah, I don't know if there's much else to say. I don't know if I updated you guys on the whole TV thing, but yeah, for those who don't know, ITV got in touch with me, which for Americans, like, ITV is one of the most watched like daytime, you know, news platforms on TV, channels. They got in touch a few weeks ago, and they got in touch again last week to kind of discuss in more detail what they'd want me to do. And they said, you know, we've found your video. We know that it went viral across your channel and other platforms. I mean, this thing was being spread on Facebook groups, LinkedIn, Reddit. Obviously, people like Asmongold and Atrioc reacting to it. It was massive for a week. You know, I had my week or two of like virality, and then the next thing, you know, naturally the next thing comes along and I'm old news. But for daytime TV, this is still like, you know, it would be still a big thing. They've yet to really do a piece on it. So they said we'd want to do a piece on AI as a whole, and we'd bring you in maybe at the end as an example of somebody who has gone through the process of losing their job due to automation, AI, machines, etc., and just talk to you for a few minutes about, you know, how it's affected you, what you used to do, and what you think about AI in the future and how it's going to be used and how it's going to grow and how good it will get, and, you know, basically how many people will be at risk due to it. They asked me if I'd be willing to come down to the studios in London and be on national television, and I said yes, and that's where we left it at. They said, right, we'll go back, we'll figure some things out, we'll get back to you. So that'll be really cool if that happens as well. So yeah, it's so weird how, like, you know, initially when this happened, I was so upset. I cried the fact that I lost my job. I was thinking, you know, I had a stable income. I had a job that I didn't love at the time, but it was easy. I knew what to do. I optimized and templated everything, so there was no days where I didn't know what I was doing. There was no stress. It was just easy sailing, and I was cruising in that job for the final year or two that I worked there, and it was comfortable, is the best way to describe it. But yeah, now I've come out of it feeling like I'm in a much better situation. Like, it's weird. Now I'm glad that this all happened. To all the people, this is only going to be brief, and I shouldn't address the haters, but I just want to say to all the people that left comments saying that, that I should, I don't know, pursue like something completely different. People that were saying weird things like, oh, you should move country to an area that costs less to live. Anyone that said I lost my job because I wasn't a hard worker, you know, anyone like that. And Asmongold, who said that I should be worried. And, you know, I just want to say to everyone everyone who said stuff like that, haha. Who had the last laugh? You know, it took some effort, but pushed through. A company saw the value in me as a person, and I can't thank them enough for that. And here we are. The hard work, the dedication, it paid off, and I'm glad. So yeah, that's it. Essentially, full-time content creation and social media. Here we come. So yeah, right. As for what the channel does going forward, probably the same stuff as what I've been doing, just minus the looking for a job stuff. I do have a rough video planned, still to do with job search and things. I had a video recorded weeks ago that I haven't published about why it's so difficult to get a job in today's job market, in the UK especially. And then I had another one which was like my advice for people who are looking for jobs, from like a mental point of view. I could still publish those, especially now that I have one. It makes more sense, I guess. It felt weird publishing them as someone who's still looking for a job, but now that I have one and it was successful, maybe my advice and a bit of my guidance and, you know, just, I don't know, maybe that would help some people. So maybe there's a couple more videos related to job search coming. But once those are out, that's it. New chapter begins. I'll still do the gaming videos. I'll still check up on AI news and see how that stuff is progressing. I think that is now like an integral part of my channel, which will never go away, really. It's just not a main focus for me. You know, a video every 3 weeks or so on that kind of stuff is more than enough. Yeah. So gaming videos, occasional vlogs. Maybe I get to do videos at work, like the day in the lives. Maybe some of that stuff can go on my own channel as well as their channel. Who knows? There could be potential to branch over those two audiences and things. That would be really cool. So we'll just see where we go from here. So yeah, thanks to everyone who stuck around. I know that there are thousands of you subscribed. Did I mess that up? Thousands of you subscribed who are still subbed for the sole reason of following this journey and being able to be notified when I get a job and when this happens. You know, there's so many people that were just invested in like this story. And thank you for that. I completely understand if now that this is over, you feel like you might want to unsubscribe, you know, you got the outcome and you're not really interested in the content that I'm actually creating. Completely understand. That's fine. But I urge as many of you as possible to stick around, because hopefully we'll make some cool stuff in the years to come. I want to really, really, really upgrade the content on this channel, and obviously produce great content for the PC specialist channels. So, yeah. Right. That's it. See you.